Hey guys, it's Melissa. Happy Thursday. Today we are going to break out the sublimation printer for a couple of reasons. One, I have been getting a ton of questions about sublimation printing. And two, it was already on my desk. And three, I can't get enough of sublimation printing. So I love using my sublimation printer. I love it for hard goods specifically. You can use it on lighter color polyester shirts and different things like that. But when you are using a shirt, it has to have at least 65% polyester. However, I love mostly using my sublimation printer for hard goods, mugs, all different kinds of, hard goods. So coasters, little signs, there's a million different types of blanks and stuff you can get. But here is a mug. We are going to do another one like this. Is this not fabulous? This design is from So Fancy's Throwback Thursday bundle, which is available today. So there's a whole bunch of mandala sea creatures in there. I love this one. I forget what the original color was, but when I brought it into Silhouette Studio, as you can see here, I just added a pattern. So from the fill color panel, excuse me, I had one of my patterns in there. If you have business edition, or excuse me, is it business? Designer, you can bring in your own patterns. So I just had that one was like a tie-dye, which is what you see at the top. The second one, which is the one I did right here. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's pretty easy, straightforward. This is what I would consider a beginner level sublimation print. So I do all of my design work in Silhouette Studio. So from this design, which again, I told you is from the April 2020 So Fancy bundle. It's back today until midnight. So I just downloaded the design that I wanted to use, imported it into Silhouette Studio, and I sized it. And then I filled it with a pattern. Okay, so all you're gonna do after that is print to your sublimation printer. Now I'm on a Mac, and so I like to export as a JPEG and then print through Sawgrass Print Manager. If you are on Windows, you can print directly from Silhouette Studio to the Sawgrass printer. Okay, so all you're gonna do, I already have it open here and ready to go. I'm just gonna show you how you can do this. I have my back too, so let me try to move this way. In Sawgrass, if you're on a Mac, now you can't see me at all. Okay, so we are going to just open up the file that I exported. There's a couple, I did two different versions, which I'll show you. And then in the Sawgrass Print Manager, all you're going to do is make your selections, which the only real selection that you need to tell it is what kind of paper it is that you're using, which I am using what's called a sub, which is a sublimation printer paper, and then what type of blank. So if you're using ceramic or if you're using metal, different things like that. So I'm using a ceramic mug. This is a sublimation ready mug. I just got it on Amazon. And we are going to print, okay? So this is going to take a second and we'll print out my design. Now, here's the things. People are asking what sublimation printer I have. I have a Sawgrass SG400, okay? So the print size on that is 8.5 by 14. I'm using 8.5 by 11 right now, but the tray can be extended. You can use 8.5 by 14, or you can get the bypass, which will allow you to print even longer, but I haven't needed that. The SG400 is an older model, no longer available. So the current model of equivalent to this with a couple of upgrades, including Bluetooth, is the SG500. That one is in stock right now. So I threw the link up top for you guys for that too. All right, so is the larger model, which is the SG1000. Okay, so that is, those are available. You do need a heat press for sublimation. So because I'm doing a mug, I am using my 8-in-1, which includes the mug press, okay? So someone's asking, do you have to mirror your image? You do, but if you forget to do it in Silhouette Studio, it's not a problem because you can click mirror in Sawgrass and it'll mirror it for you. If you did mirror it when you exported from Studio, don't mirror in Sawgrass or you'll like double reverse yourself. Okay, so it's printing out here. I actually am printing 2 at a time, so this is going to allow me to do 2 mugs if I wanted. So it's printing here, okay? So when it prints, you can see I have two different patterns. Now this bottom one is the one that I actually already did. And what you can see is that the colors are muted on the print, but when you apply the heat and pressure, it is going to make it super vibrant, okay? All right, so for this one, because I already did this bottom one, I'm just gonna do the top one so you guys can see the different colors, okay? Now, you don't need to weed or cut or anything for sublimation. It is only going to transfer where the print is, so you can leave this just like this. I am going to cut it in half because I have a second one here, okay? So I'm just gonna, oh, here's another mug that I did the other day, okay? One thing that I do want to show you is how this mug press. So here's my mug press. I'm gonna pull you a little bit closer so you can see, hopefully. Maybe you need to be at a different angle. Okay, so my mug press here, because it's part of the 8-in-1, is getting its heat from the main press itself. So I do need to remove this heating coil, which is what I would use if I was using the traditional heat press, and I need to plug this one in. Now, this is my only gripe with this heat press, this mug press combo, is that this cord is too short. You have to like work on top of each other. It would really, for me, it would be ideal if I could move this a little bit further away. And I've provided that feedback to Swing Design. Hey, when you do your next round, can you make the cord a little longer? So we'll see if that happens. All right, so then I need to power it on again at the main power supply, which is this, and 400 degrees. You want to do sublimation for 400 degrees, mugs 200 seconds, okay? So let's see where we are. We're already on there, so I'm going to let this heat up. This was already heated because I just did the first one, but I will tell you, the mug press itself heats up in probably like 5 minutes, maybe probably even less. It's a small surface area that needs to be heated, so it heats very quickly. While that's heating up, we are going to prepare our mug. All right, so we have the mug, we need our print. So I'm just going to, I want to cut this in half so I can use the other one later. Obviously, I printed out some extras just in case, because you know on Facebook Live it doesn't like to cooperate with me. Okay, so you can use your paper trimmer or just trim with scissors if you need to cut, whatever. It doesn't, totally up to you. My paper trimmer needs a new blade, so this is kind of, oh, that's cut all right. Okay, so we got that. Now we have our paper ready to go. Okay, you want to use high temperature tape. This is an awkward angle. You want to use high temperature tape to keep your print tight on your mug while it's pressing. Okay, so I'll throw the link up for this too. I forgot to do that, but you can get high temperature tape anywhere, and I think in some of the sublimation bundles that I linked to at Swing, they actually include tape. So just get a couple pieces ready for yourself so you can tape your design around. Now, if you want the head of the octopus, for example, on the center, then you're going to want to trim this. You cannot press in the area where the handle is, okay? What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to press it just like I did this one, where it's basically like fully wrapped around, okay? I'm going to put that there so you guys can see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position this. Oops. Okay. It's going to cut off a little bit, which is actually what I'm trying to do. All right, now. Okay, so got this. Again, this design itself was originally just an SVG, all right? And all I did, added the pattern and printed, okay? And now it's instantly sublimation. Okay, so you're gonna use a piece of tape to tape your design in place. Try to put your tape where it's not covering your design. I don't know if you can see through that, but this area where I have it is blank. There's no printed area there, okay? So if you can do that, try to do that. All right, now, this is almost to 400. Once it's to 400, we're gonna place this in our mug press for 200 seconds. And we're going to apply medium pressure. The way that you change the pressure on a mug press is this little knob right here. I've already set it, so I'm not going to change it again. Now, one thing I want you to notice, and I don't know if you can see this, but while this is going, I get questions about this quite a bit. Why is my mug press temperature dropping while it's pressing? That is totally normal, okay? It will drop. This one drops to about 345, and then it climbs back up, okay? So you want to make sure your whole mug is on there, is in the press, okay? This mug press, again, is part of the 8-in-1, and then we have to start the timer, okay? So this is going to count down. So this mug press is part of that 8-in-1, and it comes with 4 different attachments. So if you had a conical mug, if you had a wider mug, if you had taller mugs, whatever, you get the 4 different attachments with it, along with, because it's the 8-in-1, it comes with a bunch of different stuff too. I don't know if you can see this. The temperature is down to 350. Okay, so do not be alarmed when your mug press. My other mug press is just a standalone mug press, not from Swing Design. It's actually from Pro World. Does the exact same thing. So this is typical. Okay, it's going to eventually climb back up throughout this heating process. Okay, now what you can see here is this is not like vinyl. There's no what's called hand. Okay, it's not. See how there's no. It's not going to peel at all. It's literally infused into the mug itself. You see where Cricut infusible ink comes from? That's sublimation. That's literally just pre-printed sublimation. Okay, so you don't have to weed or anything. These areas that are the mandala, they were white, and because I have a white mug and there was no ink there, that's how you're getting that mandala look there. I don't know if you can see, my mug press is now climbing back up. We're back to 360, 362. It's going back up, okay? So that's 100% typical. These mugs are dishwasher safe, microwave safe, so you don't have to worry about that like you would with vinyl or HTV. It's all ready. Here's my coffee mug from this morning. I have a lot of different mugs. These all started just white. Here's what I have. I'll throw the link up. It's literally, I just got a set of 6. I honestly forget what the price was. I order so much stuff from Amazon. But that's what those are. And what other questions? So questions. The sublimation printers are in stock if you're interested in that. This 8-in-1 heat press is not yet. There's supposed to be a limited supply available later this month. However, if you are looking for a flat 15 by 15 standard heat press to go with your sublimation printer, it won't be able to do the mugs, but you can do other sublimation on that, okay? There are other mug presses that are in stock though. I will tell you, I've been getting so many questions, complaints, whatever, about things getting delayed. How come no one's answering? Please be aware, I am not Silhouette. I am Silhouette School. I am Silhouette U. I am so fancy, but I can't control how a manufacturer or responds to emails. So unfortunately, there has been some delay on the customer service side. There's also been some delay in manufacturing, in shipping, and you guys this has been a really challenging year for manufacturing just with the pandemic. But things hopefully will start to get back in stock. What we're seeing and why you're seeing things like the Pros and the Pluses have been out of stock for a long time. The Pros hardly ever hit the website because what happens is they're pre-ordered, they're months out pre-ordered, and then as soon as they come in, new ones never hit the website because they're fulfilled by the people that have already ordered. So if you want to get in line, unfortunately, it does take a little while, but it's out of so many people's hands at this point, control at this point. Okay, so once it's done, you just take it out. Remember, this was heated for 200 seconds at 400 degrees. It's extremely hot. This is okay because it has the handle, but if this was a tumbler or something like that, you want to be extremely careful when it comes out. It's very, very hot. And then all you have to do is remove this sheet, and there you go. Okay, so the ink is transferred. Look how vibrant these colors are, okay? And you can customize this in so many different ways. If you just wanted like a black octopus, you just fill it with black. If you don't want a tie-dye octopus, you fill it with something else, okay? So that's why sublimation is so awesome. All those SVGs that you already have, you can use them for sublimation. You don't need special designs. So that's why like I said, this one came from the April 2020 bundle, which is back on Sew Fancy today as the throwback bundle. Again, same design, but you can see these are different colors. So you could totally customize this for however a customer wanted. Because again, these are commercial use designs, so you can sell these. And did you see how fast and easy that was to do? If you print 2 on a page like we did, you could do 2 of them very, very quickly. So while you're waiting for the one, you can just wrap another one. And again, you can, if a customer says, you know, that they want it in a different color, you have the ability to do that by simply using the fill color panel or adding patterns or whatever it is that you want to really make these cool, okay? The other thing is I decided that I wanted 2 on a page. They printed like this. So I was a little bit limited on how wide they could be. But if I wanted this stretched slightly further, I could just turn in Silhouette Studio. I could have turned my design. So instead of it printing like this, I could have just printed one on an 8.5 by 11 like that. Okay, so just so you're aware that you can make this. This design is not all the way to the edge of where it could have been because I was limiting myself by the paper and because I wanted to get 2. So it kind of just depends on what you're wanting to do. All right. Okay, so lots of questions. Someone's asking when pressing on a shirt for sublimation, what kind of protective paper do you use? I just use my Teflon sheet. You can also use a craft paper, like a brown craft paper, which is like this, just a sheet of brown. Okay, so I do want you guys to be aware, clamshell, I have 3 heat presses, yes. So, okay, everything just fell. I have multiple heat presses. I have had throughout all of this, probably a half dozen different heat presses, maybe even more. I have had more if you count all of the separate mug press, hat press, and all those. The reason that I got the 8-in-1, the reason that I bought the 8-in-1 is because it consolidates all of them, and I don't have to keep shuffling them around. I have, you know, I'm not going to say that my space is limited because compared to a lot of people, I have a lot of space here. I have this whole, you can't see this whole thing, but it's a whole loft area that I am in here, and I'll just show you. Okay, and it goes, so this is my whole area, and then that over there is my whole office. So what you can see is that when I say I have limited space, it's relative. I also have like 10 Silhouette machines and, like I said, like 7 heat presses and everything else. But if you are limited in space, if you are a dining room crafter, as I like to call people who don't have a designated area, and you need something that is going to give you a lot of options in a small footprint, then an 8-in-1 press is awesome because it's everything all in one. If you need something even smaller, my pink press back here is a 9 by 12, and that is the smallest one. Okay, so there's a lot of different options you can sublimate on with all of them. Okay. All right, so lots of different things I was telling you about. If you're interested in the sublimation printers, grab one. They will be out of stock soon, I'm sure. There's free shipping. If you want to finance, they have financing available. If you want the bundle with all of these cool designs, grab that today because that one ends tonight at midnight Eastern. If you want to know about the 8-in-1 printer, I will send out an email when an 8-in-1 heat press. I'll send out an email when those come back in stock. And I'll go through and answer all the rest of the questions when I hop off of here. All right? Oh, someone's asking, what's the 8-in-1 cost? It says it's sold out, so it's hard to see. It's $4.49. Okay? All right, you guys. I will see you all very soon.